So we've collected our points in the field with the GPS, and now we need to bring them into QGIS. It's actually quite simple to do. It's not so long ago that we had to jump through hoops to get GPS files into a mapping program, into a format that we can use. But these days, it's pretty simple. The first step is to connect the GPS to your computer with a USB cable normally. And that should appear in the same way that a USB thumb drive will appear. Different GPSs will vary, but this one shows me a Garmin folder, and within that there's a GPX folder, and that's where my files are. So what I want are the track and waypoint files that I collected. I don't want their demo files up here. And I'll take all those GPX points and work out what I need later on. So I can highlight them and copy, and what I need to do is paste them into the folder that I'm using for my GIS project. What I'll do is I'll create a new folder and call it GPX files. GPX being the type of file that GPS record in. They don't record in shape files. We're going to have to convert them to shape files. And there they are. So back in QGIS or QGIS, I can navigate to that folder, and I can actually import those in the same way as I would a shapefile. But in each case, it's going to ask me for each file what I want to import. Those files could contain waypoints or tracks or other kinds of features as well. But in our case, it's going to be mostly waypoints. You highlight them and OK them. You do that for each file. And this is a track. So tracks are slightly different. So you can bring in the whole track as a linear feature, or you can bring it in as a series of points. In this case, I'm just going to bring it in as a linear feature because I don't want all those points. I don't need them. And those are shown in my layers file now. Each file is a different layer. And you can see they've appeared on my map as well. I'm going to focus in on these ones up here. There's a series of points relating to some camera traps. And if I want to, I can find that layer and label my points. By default, I've got name in there. And when you name a file in a GPS, it will automatically have a name field. If you remember, when we drew our points directly into QGIS, we had to add that field. A GPS will automatically have that. So we can label our points with that name, the name that we entered in the field. We can apply that. White usually shows up a little bit better than black, so we can change it to white. And there we go. But these are displaying in QGIS as GPX files. They're not shape files that we can share with other people, and they don't behave in the same way as shape files. You can't do as much with them. So what we need to do is convert them to a shapefile, and we do that by exporting them. So we export, save features as, and it'll open up a new window. And we can save that as an Esri shapefile that we can share with anyone we like. So you navigate to the folder that you want to save your shapefiles in, and you can give it a name. The GPS has recorded these points in its default coordinate reference system, WGS84. That's fine, but if we want to at this stage, we can change that to British National Grid. It's giving us a warning there that it can't use the preferred transform between that format and the British National Grid format, but that should be okay. We'll see how accurate this is in a second. And everything else can be left in the defaults, and we can add the save file to the map as a default. So this is a new window for the later versions of QGIS. it's asking me which operation I'd like to use to convert coordinates between those two different coordinate reference systems, because it can't use the preferred one for some reason. It would like to use this second choice, and its accuracy is down to about 2 meters. And given that the accuracy of the GPS itself in open country is typically around 3-4 meters, I think we're okay with that one. We can okay that, and the points appear, and you can see they line up exactly with the GPX points. And at that point, if we want to, we can remove the GPX points so we don't get confused.